Hey, welcome to EPN and welcome to EP Live. It is great to see everybody today. Oh, I've got the audio on my iPad, so it's coming in twice.
Awesome.
And I've got my good buddy Johnny Millenium from Happy Console Gamer here with me. And thank you so much for joining us on our second episode of EP Live.
Thank you for having me. Are you trying to set shame me here? Like, look at this set, guys. This is an amazing set. The light on here. We got Blake over here on the computers. Amazing.
Well, we have been balancing back and forth between the streaming through the Vic's Basement set, which you've been on before,
Yes.
and our EP content, which we've been making regularly. And we kind of said, look, it's time to just combine it all and make one show and use all the disciplines that we know and have been learning and are still learning. Let's be honest here. Nobody's perfect at any of this stuff.
I love the setup, though. This is so professional and so amazing. I love it. And the other camera over here as well.
Yeah, it should be good. And we're thinking of getting one up above, so if we ever do any unboxings.
Right,
and
sex on the table type of thing.
Yeah, if we graduate to new stuff
Okay,
and new genres. That would be everything.
I had to bring my brand of humor there for a second there, for sure.
Yeah, too satanic. All right. We are not going to waste a whole bunch of time, but thank you, everybody, for joining us. This is the new deal. We're going to try to do as many EP Live episodes as we can, where we combine a little bit of in-studio live content with some of the edited stuff that we do, and we try to make it into a nice, tight 1 hour. And that is our challenge today, because we are talking about a tremendous amount of cool stuff in 2018. We are going to do a little bit of a Film Fury look ahead at movies a bit later in the show. But right now, let's talk about the games that we are most excited with.
Yes, I have a list and you have a list.
Yep.
And do you want to start with the one that's on your screen?
I might as well load up a little Red Dead Redemption 2, because this is the thing that I've been spouting off and talking about. And I believe that Rockstar made the play to kind of move it into 2018 to get it away from the Zelda noise.
There's a lot of stuff going on in 2017. 2018 looks good, but it's a perfect place for Red Dead Redemption 2.
Yep.
I'm looking forward to this. And let me say, I'm not a fan of Westerns.
Yeah.
Like the old Western type of things. I like the good, the bad, and the ugly. I love the last Red Dead Redemption. It captured my imagination. An open world Western game, incredible.
Yeah, it was near the top for me of all time. And then, Zelda came out last year. So now I'm very curious to see how Rockstar has evolved their storytelling. We know we're going to do a lot of cool things, but what I'm most interested in is, am I going to care about these characters? Because I really cared about the characters in the first Red
Yes,
Dead.
absolutely.
So if I had to pick, that's my number one.
Is that your number one of the year?
That I am most excited for in 2018.
Even more than Spider-Man?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah, and we'll talk about Spider-Man too, but give us a game, and I don't know if I have footage for everything that you've got. But
No, you certainly don't. I have so many games written down here.
Okay.
Let's start off with Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Okay, cool.
Dragon Ball FighterZ.
Yeah.
The beta came out the other day. I was playing it with my wife, and we were just on the couch, and we were marveling. We just finished Dragon Ball Super.
You said Marvel.
What's that?
You said you're marveling in a Dragon Ball game.
I was marveling. It's an incredible game. And we just got through the Super Series on Crunchyroll. We're up to date.
Okay.
And so we're ready for the game. And as a fighting game...
Does it tie into the series a bit?
Yeah, there's characters from Super in this one as well.
Wow,
so
cool.
some of the God characters are in there.
Nice.
And a lot of fun. It's not a Street Fighter style game.
No.
It's a versus style fighting game. I had to relearn my way of playing this game. I did that all weekend. Loved it. I can't wait for this game.
It looks incredible.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't follow the show.
No, you don't.
I play these games when they send them to me, and I like them a lot, and I appreciate them. But it's what I see out of this one is just beautiful art, and it's going to move super fast.
And it's beautiful art, but the gameplay is incredible. Being able to teleport behind your opponent and kick them from behind, and launch your supers, and then bring in other characters to do combo attacks with you. Really brilliant.
Awesome.
Something to really look forward to.
I didn't put the trailer onto my laptop here, but I do have a trailer for Anthem, and I don't think we're getting to see very much. I didn't want to throw in tons of because they had this extended play demo that they showed us last year at E3, which was unbelievable.
Unbelievable. Yeah. It's actually, this game is, do we even know if this is out this year? We don't know 100%.
I suspect that they won't put it out this year. They have to get this right, and Anthem cannot disappoint. It cannot do Mass Effect Andromeda.
No.
It can't even do Star Wars Battlefront 2. Like it has to be important and work and be successful and make everybody happy. And most importantly, the shareholders at Electronic Arts.
I can't wait. Yeah, exactly. I can't wait to sit down when we're in our different like places and play this game together, explore this Avatar-esque world in these exoskeleton suits. Looks amazing.
It does look amazing, and I have faith. BioWare is.
I think so.
Like this is their A game. Casey Hudson is back running the studio now. He's an incredible dude. And I know those people over there. They're amazing people, and all they care about is making wonderful things. And Mass Effect Andromeda hurt them.
Okay, what is one of my other games here, Mike? I have so many games to go through. Let's just start off. I know you don't have a trailer for this, but Mega Man 11.
Okay, sweet. Yeah.
Capcom kind of surprised us.
Yep.
We didn't see this one coming. It was the big anniversary, and we're like, okay, it's going to be another, trailer or something for something that we're not interested in. The announcement. 2018,
and it's coming out on everything too.
Everything,
and
absolutely.
If like that game on the Switch is going to be perfection.
They're very satisfying. It's by the creators of Mega, which is wonderful. So, except for go into myself.
All right, well, I want to talk about God of War. This is the new, reimagined God of War, a little bit more sort of Norse stricken with some of the, or Norse influenced with some of the art style and the creatures and the enemies that we're going to be fighting, and also closer on the camera. It's been talked about as a little bit like a cross between what Naughty Dog has been doing with Last of Us and things, but
it really has that kind of feeling with the story, with the characters, how closely they're going to be together. And I'm really interested in this game. I'm a God of War fan. I think you're a crazy God of War fan.
I love God of War.
Yes,
and what I also love Cory Barlog, and I also love that this is a game that says, look, we need to go in a different direction because we can't just keep iterating on the exact same formula. We need to care about this character. He can't just be Angry Man that kills
everybody. Swarm after swarm of enemies, which is a lot of fun. I think this is going to bring a lot more heart to the series.
I mean, just introducing the fact that he's a father. I am totally psyched about the new God of War. I can't wait for this thing. Sony could have a phenomenal year, actually.
Oh,
yeah.
Especially with Spider-Man. Let's just bring up Spider-Man.
That's my number 4, actually. This is the Insomniac version of Spider-Man, and I can't think of a better studio. I mean, I was convinced that it was going to be Sucker Punch. We're going to talk about a Sucker Punch game in a bit here. Yeah, but I was convinced it was going to be Sucker Punch, then it turns out to be Insomniac, and then when you think about all of the ways that they've been able to have characters navigate through their worlds, they're perfect for this. They have so much experience and so much talent at that studio. I cannot wait for Spider-Man.
And I got something to admit. I'm not a huge fan of superhero games, but this game, no pun intended, made me a believer.
Yeah.
I saw it and I was like, look at, you really are in control of Spider-Man. You can web a guy, jump back into the shadows, do like aerial combat, just like this stuff, and swing down your web, knock the guy there, and then all of a sudden, just boom, like web shoot there, and I can't even wrap my head around the gameplay in this. Look at all the different kinds of stuff you can do. Have you played this game?
No, they've shown it behind closed doors, and they've played it in real time. And I've had some of those demos. I'm hoping that we get invited down to an event at Insomniac. I've known those guys forever, so I keep sort of pinging them every once. I don't want to bug them too much. But the thing about Spider-Man is that there's been a great series of Spider-Man games over the years, so they really have to make this special because it's fun to just play this guy that can swing and run and flip in almost all of the games that he's been out in. There's so many good ones.
And the gameplay looks like organized chaos. And I can't wait to find out how you really do play this game.
Absolutely.
For sure.
So that's a big one on my list. That's number 4 on my personal list.
Here's a big one for me, and I don't know if this is coming out this year. They haven't announced it. Dragon Quest 11.
Okay.
I am a huge Dragon Quest fan. This is the 11th game in the series now. They haven't announced it. I'm hoping this year, hopefully in the next few months, or are they going to wait for E3?
What's different about this one?
This game is full high definition on the PS4. And you get to ride a horse. I think everybody's allowing you to ride horses now. They saw how well that worked in Red Dead Redemption and in Breath of the Wild. You can do that here.
Yeah.
I played the Japanese version of this game. You can control your characters a lot more. There's a lot more exploration. You can kind of like sneak around corners, around from enemies. You can surprise enemies by...
Oh, so it's not random battles?
There is random battles, but you can control your character within those random battles.
Okay.
So all of a sudden you'll be running up, you'll see the enemy, combat will start, and then you can run around and try to surprise your opponent, or they surprise you.
Well, I love the 3DS remake of Dragon Quest 8. Was that what I
Yes,
just
that was
think?
8.
You know all the numbers now.
7 and 8 were remade.
I love that. I was really impressed
It's a really
with that
good game.
Yeah.
And I think everybody's saying to me, where's a good place to start? Start with 11.
Right
Start
on.
with 8 or 11. It's a good
So
choice.
11 is a remake?
No, 11 is brand new.
Brand new.
It's a brand new one in the franchise coming
Okay.
out. We just don't know when it's coming out.
I'm adding that to my list now. I have like 21 and he's got 14, so we're trying to get through these as
Let's go,
quickly
let's
as we
go.
can. Crackdown 3 was delayed, and we all know that. It's kind of unfortunate because the Xbox One X is launched. It's an amazing platform, and it deserves some incredible software.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully this delivers. I think it's a good sign that they said, look, we're going to push this back. And Terry Crews is in this. And I think he's in the game, too, but they've got him in this live action stuff in here. This is part of their
I've
recent
never
campaign.
played this series at all.
They're
ever.
so
Is that amazing?
fun. Crackdown was launched, and it came with a Halo 2 or 3 demo. I can't remember, one of the Halo games, and it sold a lot of copies because people wanted to play the Halo experience.
Right.
But then they recognized that Crackdown was excellent, and it was so much fun. Crackdown 2 was pretty cool, but it wasn't a lift on what Crackdown 1 had done. It wasn't enough of a improvement. So there's a lot of hype and a lot of hope for this.
It seems this series has a very big cult following.
Yeah.
I'm starting to find that as I talk to a lot of friends and gamers out there, they're like, Crackdown. I'm like, man, I really missed out on this
Well,
franchise.
it was named correctly because you feel like collecting those orbs as you're bouncing from building to building. It becomes a crack-like experience.
Oh, interesting.
And then you level up, and it's like a superhero meshed with a Grand Theft Auto kind of vibe.
Open world type thing,
An
yeah.
open world. It's been a little bit outshined.
Outshined?
I don't know what the correct word is there. By Saints Row, of all places. They went off and did kind of a tangent on this kind of stuff.
Right.
So we'll see. I really like, none of this stuff looks that impressive to me, but
Yeah.
hopefully this extra development time has made this game really sing and look really, really sweet.
What is my next one? I'm wondering if you're really excited about this game that I'm going to talk about by Bandai Namco, Ace Combat 7.
Okay, cool. Yeah,
Are
I
you
like Ace
excited?
Combat. Yeah,
Are you
totally.
a big old school Ace Combat fan?
Absolutely.
You are.
I
Interesting.
feel like they made a lot of them though, and it started to get sort of like
Yes.
I can't tell what one is from the other one. I
Yeah.
remember they had some pretty heavy stories and
Electric Sphere on the PS1 is my favorite in the entire series.
Cool.
But I still am a fan, but it is the PlayStation 1 that really maybe become like a super fan.
Yep.
But this new one with the VR components
Right.
in it, oh my God, I'm
Yeah.
so stoked. That's
Yeah.
going to be amazing. I'm either going to get motion sickness or have the time of my life.
Well, flying ships and planes and driving tanks and stuff like that is actually incredible in VR. And it's even
Yeah.
racing games. Sometimes when you have that experience, it's really difficult to think of just traditional flat two-dimensional
You played
screens.
Battlezone, didn't you? on
Yeah, I
PlayStation?
thought that was great.
crazy.
And I still like Eve Valkyrie. I load that up every once in a while. And you and I have both raved about the Star Wars Battlefront X-Wing thing.
That is out of this world.
Incredible.
No pun intended.
Yeah, incredible.
That is out of this world. But Ace Combat 7, I can't wait to get back into that series again.
Okay, well, I've got one that I don't even know how to describe. It's Dreams from Media Molecule, and I asked Blake to sum it up for me. Like, how would you describe this game?
It's a dream game.
And this is, of course, the company that brought us Little Big Planet and Tearaway, and I love Media Molecule. I was there last year. I visited them just because I know people there, and I had a really good visit with them. And the studio is... it's filled with a light, like they're just
Yeah.
really awesome people that want to dream and come up with crazy ideas.
This game was announced years ago.
I know, but I think Sony has said, look, we want this to mean something.
Yeah.
Like, hopefully it sells, because when you spend that much time and money, it really can impact the health of a studio. But so hopefully it does sell. But the idea is that you can create and share and,
Populate the world here. I'm looking
and build your characters, and I think it's kind of like an extrapolation on the Little Big Planet idea, and letting us go into 3D and doing other things. So hopefully what they have accomplished with this, because what we've seen with this game and Mod Nation Racers and other types of titles, is that the concepts to building are just a little too complicated. and people don't.
Yeah, you want something just simple you can go in and
Yeah.
just start building right away.
I mean,
That'd be wonderful.
they always attract a hardcore group of people,
Yeah.
but I don't know if they're
A mainstream,
Yes.
they're going to have a 6-year-old kid building, But then again, 6-year-old kids are highly intelligent.
I
They're way
know.
smarter than what we were.
I know.
Oh, my
And
God.
So I'm psyched for this. I am glad that it's finally coming out, and I love Media Molecule, and if somebody could pass that on to them, that'd be great for me.
Okay, I'm going to mention a couple by Square Enix. I'll just get
Okay.
these two done right away.
Yep.
Secret of Mana,
Okay, cool.
the remaster.
Very nice.
Looking forward to that, the remake.
Yep.
And obviously, Kingdom Hearts 3.
Oh, I have a trailer for that one.
Yay! You have a trailer for something I'm talking
We
about.
crossed streams. Hold on, it's coming. Hold
Well,
on.
I came over here. I was like, hey, let's talk about our favorite games of the year. I'm like, okay, so
You
I
can do that.
Yeah, I
That's-
can
you
do
talk
that.
games.
I just wrote out my list in about 15 minutes, and here we are.
All right.
Look at this game. This game is it's been a long time coming.
Yep.
It's kind of like Final Fantasy 15, delay after delay after delay.
Well, I don't like. What are we at 2.9 now or 2.7?
Are you joking on all the naming?
Yeah, like,
I know.
I have no
this
idea.
This is the third game in the series.
Yes.
Officially, I know. Trust me, even people at Square Enix are confused by the naming.
Yeah.
And they are the ones that have released these games.
Yes.
But look at this. Beck, this is fantastic.
I've loved the Kingdom Hearts titles
Did
that
you
I've
finish
played.
the first one?
No,
No.
because they're massive. I've played a bunch of them and liked it a lot, and I've loved them. But they haven't.
Look at this.
They haven't captured. This is the Pixar Toy Story stuff.
Oh, yeah.
This is going to be great. So everybody's a
look
toy.
at that. The combination there is amazing.
And I keep going back to them. That's the thing is they re-release them all the time. So I play them for a bit, and then I get the re-released version or the remastered.
What am I playing?
Well, then I play it again, and so I get it a little bit further. But
Right.
it's not I haven't been able to go back to my PS2 originals and finish all.
Okay,
of those.
I'm going to ask you.
They're massive.
Like, what did you think when Kingdom Hearts was first announced years ago on the PS2 that they would combine? Yeah, I want to hear this.
Yeah.
Anime characters, the Square
Yeah.
Enix characters, and Disney characters as one. Did that shock you?
There's two things. I thought this looks insane. I don't know if I'm going to like this at all. But the other thought that I had is, of course, it makes incredible because, at the time, and I still believe this too. I mean, anybody that's watching us right now or plays video games knows that video games are the coolest and most satisfying form of entertainment that we've created. And I felt like they were just going to take over all other industries. So when I thought Disney was looking at how they were going to save themselves, they said, we need to populate awesome games like the Final Fantasy type games. Let's get our characters in games like that. So I thought it made sense from their vantage point.
But from a player point of view, you thought, this is not for me.
Yeah, and
that's a really interesting place to put it because I kind of felt the same way at the time. I was like, I like this idea, but I don't know if I fully accept it. And then I played it and I loved it.
Yeah, they're really cool.
It worked.
When you play the original games, they're very slow, though. I mean, it was a time when you would just sort of give over your life and you would go through these very
and I
slow
certainly did
pieces.
back then.
Yeah. But hopefully everything's tuned and the navigation is slicker and easier, and the combat's going to be fun.
this.
But it looks incredible.
This is amazing.
And certainly Disney hasn't slowed down on creating lots of great new animated IP for them to use in these.
And they're not. Yeah, exactly. They're
Yeah.
still allowing them to do this and
Yeah.
work together. It's brilliant.
Which is cool. Yeah.
Yeah.
I wonder if Haley Joel Osment will be a part of this game.
I don't know.
That'd be crazy.
What's your next game?
Okay, let's cut my list here. So we got to A Way Out. This is the one where the developer was famously swearing up a storm.
Oh yeah, that guy.
on
This
the,
is like the co-op
the Game
game that you
Awards.
play with your friends,
Yeah,
right?
Brothers, A Tale of Two. What is it? Brothers. I can't remember. The Brothers game where you
Right.
play two characters. Well, this one you play cooperatively. You have to play it co-op, I think, or is the AI
You know, it's
control?
funny. All they've ever shown is two people working together. So there's probably got to be a one-player component.
I would imagine.
How could you? Yeah.
Yeah, well, it looks cool. I mean, what they've famously said is that they don't have any of the budget that Naughty Dog does, but they've got something that looks in approximation to what the Uncharted games kind of look like.
Look at this. It's so unusual. We're going to play this game together.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to be. This is going to be.
We're going to
wild.
play it together, and then we're going to try to climb up a wall with our backs towards each other and
This-
see how far we go.
We do that in reality, so why don't we do it in a video game?
That's how we sneak into the
Yeah.
movies that we get to see.
do the back doors. and
I'm
stuff,
just
yeah.
curious to see this. The ranting and raving of the developer at the Game Awards. He was so passionate, and he was like promising that people will enjoy this game. I'm psyched.
Do you know what? I enjoyed his passion.
Me too. What have you
Oh,
got?
geez. Back to me. Bayonetta 3.
Oh yeah, I've got the teaser up for that one too, and that's on my list.
Let's bring that up. Do you have that in there? I'm looking for it too.
There
There it is.
it is. Yep.
Yeah, here we go. Nice.
They don't show us much in this.
No, of course not.
Platinum,
are you a fan of Bayonetta?
I love the Bayonetta
I
games.
finished both of them. I loved it.
They're superb games.
I was saying to Kim, my wife, I'm like, can you believe it's been like so many years since Bayonetta was released?
Yeah.
I remember we were first dating and she came over and she was watching me play Bayonetta and she's like, what the hell is this game?
It's like an acid trip, man. Like the game as a franchise with the flowers and the butterflies and everything. It's just insanity, but it's gorgeous.
The gun heels going on there and the crazy character designs, the monster designs, the world designs. It is a dream type of game. I love it. I can't wait to see what they do with the third game.
We have to applaud Nintendo for working with Platinum and getting this game on that machine and doing 1 and 2 on the Switch, man.
And switching gears, I really wish Nintendo bought Atlas. I know there's nothing to do with this, but I wish they bought Atlas. They would have had a really... Could you imagine, like
all the
Persona
Personas,
games and Shin Megami Tensei games for the Switch alone? And now they're coming onto the Switch anyway.
Yeah,
still.
I feel like the Switch is not going to have any shortage of ports, and it will also be there will be every major property is going to now be on the Switch.
It is the port system, and I'm fine about that. Bring that ship in. I'm totally cool.
Okay, so you went Bayonetta.
Yes.
I'm going to do Ghosts of Tsushima. How do you say that?
He's wearing headphones.
Ghost of Tsushima, I'm going to say.
I don't know.
Okay, this is the Sucker Punch game. This is the one that they've been working on in secret, and Tsushima, Japan. And it's a samurai game, and it's set in an ancient era, and it's gorgeous, and it's open world.
Well, wait a second here. When was this announced? I totally missed out.
This was announced at the PlayStation Experience, or whatever they call that, in December. So it's relatively recent stuff, but this game looks incredible. And this is the Infamous group, right? This is the company that brought us the Infamous games. And if you check out Second Son now on a PlayStation 4 Pro, and they've done all the 4K upres and all. It is staggeringly beautiful. It was one of the early games for the PS4, and it looked amazing on the original PS4. But when you look at it, these guys have chops, man. That's what I'm getting to. They're going to make something exquisite.
I'm looking at it now. Do you understand? I'm getting a live reaction. I've never seen this before. And I'm kind of like stunned. It looks really, really good.
It's going to be cool.
Is there any more that they show, or is that very?
Yeah,
short?
they'll get us into a little bit of a battle, I think, in here. And some really cool character work, and these guys are fantastic, consummate storytellers as well. Of course, they made the Sly Cooper games.
Is this a 2018 release?
Again,
we don't know.
We don't know. Yes, everything is coming, right? So, but I love Sucker Punch. We actually worked with them. We did the making of Infamous 2, so we got to spend some real time with that studio. And they're great people. You know? They're super passionate, wonderful developers. So
I'm looking forward to how that one turns out.
Me too.
Okay, a couple of small indie titles, I'll call them.
Okay.
Bloodstained and Shenmue 3.
All right.
Hopefully this will be the year that we get these games. That would be wonderful. I've been looking forward to these for a very long time. A couple of years now it's been in development.
I mean, I totally get the hype for both of them. I played a bit of Bloodstained, and I enjoyed it. You know, I'm a Metroid fan and a Castlevania fan, and that's exactly what you're going to get.
Yeah, you're going to get the combination of both of those.
Yeah.
And, when I was down in New York, I asked Koji Igarashi all the tough questions, and he stands behind it. I think he's really going to deliver. He knows how much is on the line. I'm like, because I asked him, I said, with Keiji Inafune and his whole fiasco, do you feel any pressure?
Yeah.
And he's like, no, I don't. He's like, but yes, I do. He said afterwards, I am conscious of it.
Yes.
As well.
I did a panel with him at PAX.
That's right.
And he was very upfront because there has been a lot of, this is a totally different topic, but Kickstarter-funded games, like we're seeing controversy around all of this stuff. So people are a little bit more, hesitant to overpromise, and what we're seeing too is that a lot of these people that do the Kickstarter thing, they actually end up working with publishers as well because the scope gets larger and larger as more people come on, and that's what's happening.
That's what's happened with Bloodstained and Shenmue 3. I still want to see a little bit more of that. There's just little teasers all the time, and then they show a teaser, and people freak out, going, "What's going on with the animation?" I'm like, "Relax, everybody. It's in development."
I don't know how you do Shenmue 3 without re-releasing 1 and 2 and getting
I
people up to
agree,
speed.
and all the fans, all the Shenmue fans agree as well.
Yeah, I mean, it's been so long, and those games were huge for the Dreamcast audience.
Yeah.
But that's a kind of a small audience in
very
comparison to how where they can go with it. Of course, it came out on the original Xbox as well.
That was one of their first launch titles. For that back in the day.
This is Vampire from Don't Nod Studios, which is the guys that what did they make? The Don't Nod folks? Life is Strange game.
Oh, right.
Yeah, and they sort of came out with that. And actually, just a quick side note on Life is Strange. You asked me before we were rolling what albums I've got, because I got a record player for the holidays.
Yeah.
I was given the Life is Strange
yeah.
LP
I think I saw
at
that.
an event, and
that.
that soundtrack is one of my favorite records right now. It's such a fantastic soundtrack. But Don't Nod has tremendous pedigree. I saw this game in action, and it's an action role-playing experience with deep-threaded, cool characters and stories, and but you're a vampire, and you've got to basically hunt the right people in the streets of London, and it's kind of Victorian and. Lots of areas to explore, and Don't Nod did very well with Life is Strange, and more of that series is coming. But I think they got some good backing to make us a really cool vampire.
My
game.
wife would love this game. She loves vampire games, and I know you love this as well. Because you used to do Vampire the Masquerade back in the day, right?
I played that game. Yeah, I love that game.
Yeah, absolutely.
You mean I played the video game?
I was actually meaning the LARPing game.
No, I never did.
I saw you downtown. I swear, late at night with your cloak on at the witching hour.
Hey, you never. One day, maybe. Let's do it. So, Vampire, that should be coming out this year. I'm psyched for that, and I love Don't Nod.
Let's have a see. I'm going through my list here. I've almost gone through everything. I'm going down, but
you got a hopeful for Metroid Prime 4.
You see how you ruined my thunder. Thank you for stealing my thunder.
Sorry.
So yeah, but honestly, I think everybody out there is looking forward to Metroid Prime 4.
Yeah.
And we don't know if it's coming out this year.
No.
We've seen a title screen. Do you want to make a bet?
Yeah, sure.
Okay, what do you want to do? $20 bet?
$20 bet.
I say
it's okay. You decide.
I'm worried about this. December. I say.
You say it comes out this year?
I don't think so.
Okay, well, you say it won't come out this year? I'll bet that it will.
God, I'm going to regret this.
Because I'm on the fence, too.
I'm so on the fence,
Yeah.
I could go either way.
And I totally accept either way, too.
Yeah. $20, it'll be out in December.
Okay, so if it's 2019, you owe me $20 in 2019.
Okay, yeah, that's fine. That's
fine. Hopefully, the money is still worth money in 2019.
You can go buy the soundtracks right after that final.
And we're not run by
Bitcoin. We're excited by Metro Prime 4. Let's talk about the other ones.
Oh, yes.
Pokemon, we'll call it Pokemon next.
Cool.
I can't wait. I've been waiting. I'm going to be honest. I've been waiting for the next Pokemon game forever. I'm talking about a next generation Pokemon game.
Yeah.
It's not a 3DS, 2DS game.
Yeah.
How many years has it been, man?
How much can they change the way the game plays?
No,
though?
I don't want it changed.
You just want it to look better.
I want high definition graphics. That's
Okay.
kind of what I'm trying to say here. I want a beautiful looking game. Okay, the pixelated art has been great for the last how many goddamn years?
20 years.
Yeah, it's 20 years.
Yeah.
I was in film school, and it first came out,
Yep.
and that's been 20 plus. Yeah,
Yeah, it's 20 plus years because
20 plus years.
I was calling them Pokemon at E3
Pokemans.
1996.
Pokemans.
So tell me about this Pokemon you got there, eh?
Pokemon,
Yeah.
the Pokemon, Yeah, so I'm looking forward to a brand new, beautiful graphical update. That's all I want. I
Yeah.
like the game.
That's all they need to
That's
do.
all they need to do.
I would like them to go a step further and shock us with new game concepts and designs that we wouldn't even consider or imagine.
Yeah.
And in the art of including new people or sort of modern gamers, because there's I think a lot of Pokemon. They always do very, very well, but I think there is this generation that has grown up with Pokemon that signs up and goes in every single time. Yeah. And certainly Pokemon Go and things like that, but also kids sort of loving the characters brings new kids in all the time too. But I feel like, once you deliver Zelda and Super Mario Odyssey, we can hope for more.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? All right, so we're getting the.
We're getting the move on sign. I think that about covers me. I just want to say one last thing.
Yep.
Wonder Boy and the Cursed Kingdom that is still coming out.
Yep.
Everybody was talking about the last Wonder Boy game. Everybody's forgot about this Wonder Boy game coming out. It's actually Monster Boy, I think.
You've got great choices. I like that you have so many that are different from mine. I've got Soul Calibur 6. I've got Ori and the Will and the Wings. I loved Ori and the Blind Forest. Travis Strikes Again, the new No More Heroes from Suda 51.
Everybody's condemning me that I haven't mentioned it. I'm interested in No More Heroes. I loved it on the Wii, yeah.
Detroit Become Human, even though there's some controversy around the studio. It's just... It feels like it sounds like there's some people that are not happy with the way they've been treated by the brass over there.
Fuck!
And there's some.
I haven't heard this.
There's some sexual connotations and some weird stuff in there. So it's all conjecture at this point. Nobody knows for sure any of this stuff, but even with that sort of black cloud hanging over Detroit.
For the game itself, it looks fine. I don't know what's going on behind the scenes.
I'm fired up for that.
Yeah.
And
what else you got?
Skull and Bones. I'm curious to see that, and we're going to see Monster Hunter World. I think this might be the Monster Hunter game that gets
like
me
Monster Hunter,
fired
but
up.
I'm not going crazy about it.
Well, if this one feels like all the world is stitched together and it's all connected, so it feels much more modernized and for sort of current console owners, it doesn't have that sort of loading in between sequences like you have on, which has worked for Monster Hunter before, but I'm psyched to see this
I'm a Monster Hunter fan, but I'm not a fanatic. I'm not going crazy over this, but I'm looking forward to it.
And I'm also very psyched for new Yoshi. Because Yoshi.
Yeah, I forgot all about this one too.
Yoshi's adorable.
It looks absolutely.
Your
daughter's going to absolutely
I'm going to be playing
love
this with my kid. I'm very psyched for the new Yoshi and also the new Kirby as well. I'm a Kirby fan. So I hope you guys have been a little bit hyped by that. Because we just listed off, I don't know, 100 games.
Short segment, we said, yeah.
And this is all that we know. This is before E3. This is before there's going to be GDC announcements. There's going to be E3 announcements. There's going to be Comic-Con announcements and PAX announcements. So 2018 is looking pretty damn impressive.
I didn't even talk about the Animal Crossing may get announced this year.
That's right.
See, all these things to get excited about.
Very, very cool. But right now, it's time for This Day in Everything Cool. Welcome to This Day and Everything Cool for January 17th. Way back on January 17th, 1929, comic book history was made. The iconic character Popeye the Sailor Man first appeared in a newspaper comic strip called Thimble Theater, where he was just a supporting character. The resilient sailor proved to be more popular than expected, and his creator, comic artist E.C. Seeger, eventually made him the main character of the comic strip, and he began appearing in animated cartoon shorts a few years later. Popeye has since appeared in countless other adaptations, including his own movies and video games, and is still popular today.
I bring you some candy for the picnic.
An important development in the history of home entertainment happened on January 17, 1984. In a controversial ruling, the United States Supreme Court declared that using a VCR to record film or television broadcasts for later viewing does not violate copyright laws. Before this ruling, it could have been illegal for you to record your favorite shows or movies, but this decision changed that, and it also helped fuel a surge in VCR sales. This changed the way people watched television forever and has led to more modern recording devices like PVR. It's still a copyright violation to sell your recordings or even share them publicly for free, like on a torrent site, so don't try to get away with that. On January 17, 1942, the legendary Muhammad Ali was born in Louisville, Kentucky. His parents called him Cassius Clay, and he went on to become a sensational young boxer. In the mid-1960s, after winning WBA, WBC, and lineal heavyweight titles, Clay converted to Islam and changed his name to Muhammad Ali and became a central and important figure for the civil rights movement. He refused to be drafted into the Vietnam War, becoming a counterculture icon, but at a cost of having his professional titles stripped. He continued to box and win into the 1970s when many doubted his ability, but Ali had many talents and became a global celebrity with work in television, movies, and music, and yes, video games. He's arguably the most iconic athlete to have ever lived, and the world mourned his passing on June 3rd, 2016. All right, it's time for a little Film Fury segment right now with my Film Fury co-host, Johnny Millenium. I hope you guys have signed up to our other channel. He's got the Happy Console Gamer, which he's been doing for 10, you're in your 10th year.
I know.
Is it 10, you've done 10 or you're in your 10th?
This is the 10th. March or April, it's 10 years doing
That's
this.
incredible,
it's
man.
700 plus episodes.
That's amazing.
lot of work.
He knows the YouTube game and he's been in it for a very long time. And we started working together pretty much at the end of 2016.
And so we started working together about 1 year ago.
Yeah.
We shot 100 videos together.
That's awesome.
Plus.
That's awesome.
We saw 75 movies in the theater last year. 75 movies in the theater.
Yeah, well, and Johnny was like blown away when he saw that I was seeing all these movies, and he's like, "We should do this more often. This would be great."
What you said to me is like, "Man, I have to see all these movies. Nobody ever wants to see movies with me."
That's true. Yes.
You said that, and I was like, "Hey, dude," I said, "I'll go see every movie. Like, let's go see everything." Like.
Although we turned that one down today because we're busy.
We
we're a little busier right now. Yeah.
Turned down Maze Runner. There was a lot going on today.
Yeah, there
all
is.
this stuff.
There is. So, anyways, we thought let's do the Film Fury equivalent. We did this last year as well, where we looked ahead at the year and we talked about the movies that we're most excited about. We probably have a lot more crossover this time.
Oh, for sure.
And we have a pretty clear picture of what's because the movie studios put out all of their dates. Now, we don't have footage for everything. We don't even have imagery for everything, but we do have quite a bit of stuff. Why don't we start with one of yours?
This is a weird one.
Yeah.
I'm going to start off with my weird one for the year.
Yeah.
And it's a movie starring Bruce Willis, and it is Death Wish. It is a remake of the Charles Bronson movies.
Yes.
Where, he's just a regular guy who, has enough of like bullies and people being assholes in the universe, and he says, "I'm going to take you all down," and that's what he does. And this movie looks ultra violent. It's caused a lot of controversy. People are getting all nervous about it, and that's exactly why I want to see this movie.
Well, I mean, it's probably it feels a little tone deaf in this sort of era where America seems to be fighting on two different sides, but that's probably the perfect sort of marketplace to bring out a movie like this in terms of it being good for business. I think people are going to be shocked by the controversy.
This is the total movie for a family man
Yeah.
like yourself. Somebody screws with your family, and you get revenge because the cops don't, and you take justice into your own hands.
Yeah.
And I'm looking forward to this. I'll be going like fist pumping in the movie while he's head stomping some asshole. I don't care. This is going to be so much fun.
You're usually such a nice, gentle
human
being.
But I like
don't see
revenge.
that.
I like a good revenge story.
I mean, I like the Bronson movie, and I do like Bruce Willis, and we'll see. Eli Roth seems to be a little bit indulgent sometimes with his mega violence.
My favorite line in the old, Death Wish movies is when Charles Bronson would go over, put his gun to a punk's head, and he goes, "Hey, the guy would be wearing like a cross," and he goes, "Do you believe in Jesus?" And he goes, yes, I do. He goes, "You'll be meeting him soon," and then he shoots him. That's great. That's so much fun.
I wonder Willis could pull that off.
He can pull that off.
All right, I've got one that's way different than that. This is about being a virtuous superhero, but in animated form. This is Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, I believe it is called. This is the Miles Morales tale that Sony is doing. It's a completely separate universe from Spider-Man Homecoming. Also from their Venom movie, which is coming out this year, and from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. We've got a Peter Parker gravestone that we see there, and we get this stylized, really cool CG animation, the black suited spider costume, and we are going to see some really thrilling CG action sequences and stunt sequences in here. And so much of the Spider-Man movies already are CG. So I think this is
And this is coming to theaters. I didn't even know this was coming out. I didn't even know anything about this.
It looks so
It does look good.
rad. I can't wait for this movie, man. It looks super cool.
Yeah, I love that you said rad.
It
so
does look
that
rad.
automatically makes this show look fantastic.
Miles Morales, man.
Yeah, that looks good. Okay, here's a weird, interesting one as well with Natalie Portman.
Yeah.
Annihilation.
Oh, yes. I want to see this.
Oh, big time.
Yeah.
It's based on a book series, and I don't know anything about it. I saw the trailers, and me and my wife were watching the trailers, and she's going, "What is this movie?" I said, "I don't know, but I'm intrigued to see it."
This is by the guy that made Ex Machina.
He's brilliant.
I forgot the director's name, but he's incredible, and he did
he's
an
so
amazing
good,
job
yes.
with that. Fired up for Annihilation. My number 9 is another animated movie, and you're not going to believe this one. This one's called...
I saw the title there.
It's Isle of Dogs, but it's Wes Anderson.
Yeah.
And he's a guy that I've always enjoyed. He's totally, a little esoteric, a little idiosyncratic, if that's the correct term. But he has these the way that he sort of positions his cameras and quirky characters, there's a symmetry to his storytelling and a way that he captures kind of beautiful art on all corners of his frame. And he's done amazing live action stuff. And I also loved Fantastic Mr. Fox. And this is about, it's basically like a Lord of the Flies with dogs. And I can't wait for this movie.
I saw this trailer and I was like, what in hell is this? And my wife she was like, I don't think I like this. And I was like, I love this. I was the same way as you.
It's a bit uncomfortable because we don't normally see dogs sort of positioned like this. But that's what I like, the quirk of this guy.
I like movies when I don't know what the hell is happening or what the hell it's going to be about.
Yep.
Kind of like Valerian. It's like, what is this about?
Totally.
That's why I enjoyed it, because it's different.
Yes.
I like something different.
Nice plug for Valerian.
I have to plug Valerian again. Okay, here's a movie. The first movie I enjoyed.
Yep.
I got high hopes for the second one. Pacific Rim Uprising.
I
you
love
got the
the
trailer
first
for
one.
it there, which
Yes.
is nice.
That's one of our crossover movies.
What did you?
I loved it.
What did you give it out of 10?
It was one of those movies, kind of like Rogue One, where I needed to see it over and over again and appreciate its absurdities.
Yes.
And that's exactly what I've done. It lived on my phone for a long time because I just like calling it up and watching sequences out of it. And so I'm fired up for this. Different people. Stephen DeKnight, I think, is the director. He worked on Spartacus, and he worked on.
So Del Toro's not doing it.
He's producing.
Oh, he's just produced. That's okay. I thought he was directing this. So
no, he's
that's
involved,
weird,
and also John Boyega is our star,
course, yeah.
and it's not the Sons of Anarchy guy. I forget that guy's name. But he's the son of Idris Elba, and there's some connective tissue, but they can go in a lot of different directions with this. And effects have gotten better.
They have. Isn't it amazing? The last few years, effects have gotten better, which is saying something.
Yeah.
But anything to do with giant animated robots and sea monsters, you got me. I'm in.
So excited for this movie.
Totally.
I don't know if it's going to be better than the first movie.
It's it's a popcorn movie. Let's go and have a good time.
But I'm psyched to see it. I'm glad to see Boyega in a lead role, not hampered by any kind of weird side story that he has to go on.
Yeah, for sure. I don't want to talk about Canto Fight. He's bashing Last Jedi. I love it. It's too funny.
All right, what else you got there?
The big one for me of the year, this isn't in no order for me.
Okay.
Ernie Klein, Steven Spielberg, Ready Player One.
That's number 5 for me, but let's
number
call
5.
it.
It's somewhere in my top 2, 3 of the year. This looks amazing. And Ernie Klein, I'm friends with him. I talked to him behind the scenes. We were talking about The Last Jedi.
Yeah.
He wrote the book version of this.
Did he like The Last Jedi?
He did. And
Okay.
So did I.
Okay.
So did I.
All right.
And so he wrote the book of this. Have you ever read this book? You listened to the audiobook.
I had the audiobook with
Will Wheaton did yes.
And he was great. And the book was great.
Yeah, it's just about a dystopian future where your only escape is through a virtual reality world into the Oasis, where everybody's connected and everybody has jobs and lives. And it's kind of like a Willy Wonka in the Chocolate Factory. You're trying to find the Easter egg to win all of the money to take control of the Oasis.
But I think the hook is that, kind of like our YouTube culture that we're in now, where we just mishmash all kinds of pop culture elements into our work and into our entertainment.
Yeah.
That's what this sort of represents. It's like the distillation of that. So we've got all of these touchstones, all of these familiar entities and IPs mashed together. So it's kind of like the next level Roger Rabbit.
It really is. And I remember reading the book or listening to the audiobook like you did and thinking, how are they going to combine Gundams and all of these different properties and superheroes and Back to the Future into one thing? I actually said when I heard the book, this could never be made into a movie.
Right.
Boy, look, I'm looking at it right now. Boy, was I wrong. Look at the Akira bike going on right there. Incredible.
Apparently Spielberg, though, took out a lot of the references to his work in the movie because it just was a little bit too self-pat on the back kind of vibe.
Hey, take it.
Yeah, it's going to be interesting. All right, I'm going to roll back a little bit. I'm going to talk about Tomb Raider, which is coming out in March, and this is with Alicia Vikander, who was an Ex Machina, and she's phenomenal. And this is obviously based on the more recent Crystal Dynamics sort of take on Tomb Raider. and Lara Croft, and they've done a better job at making her feel much more grounded and real and almost like Batman Begins-ish.
You don't like Angelina Jolie's?
I didn't mind those movies in the day at the time.
They were fun at the time.
But they certainly don't stand the test of time, and I think by grounding things and making things a little more
realist?
Yeah, a little closer to the Indiana Jones stuff.
Yeah.
This does look a little cheesier than that.
Yeah, totally.
And, we'll see what the finished product actually ends up looking like and feeling like, but there's good people involved, and I'm a big fan of Alicia Vikander.
I don't have high hopes for this.
Yeah.
I really don't, and I love Tomb Raider. I love the character of Lara Croft.
There's a new Tomb Raider game coming out too this year called Shadow of the Tomb Raider, and
yes.
we don't know anything about it, but apparently we're going to hear about the game relatively soon, and then quickly after that we'll be playing the game. So the theory is that we'll get a new Tomb Raider game right around the movie. So
sure.
We'll see.
Welcome to Hollywood.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm going to bring this one up. And
okay.
There's not even a trailer for this right now. Let me say, I am looking forward to this. Oh, here we go. You're getting a nice little picture going on there.
Let's see if I can
go
full screen. I don't even know.
I'm looking forward to this movie, and I'm so nervous about this movie.
Yeah.
I'm terrified about it. I think it's, I got a really bad feeling about this.
Yes.
And that is the new Han Solo movie, now directed by Ron Howard, we should say.
Yeah.
What do you think? I'm terribly nervous.
I don't have huge high hopes for this, but one thing that I think they will try to recapture is a sense of the old, a sense of the levity and the charm. I don't think it will be as punk rock as The Last Jedi was. I think they're going to play it safer and try to get beats that we have heard about in the Han Solo sort of myth, and try to make that a filmed reality for us. So I think it will look cool. Is it Alden Ehrenreich or Aaron Aldenreich? Alden Ehrenreich. I'm a little bit concerned about how he's going to pull off his Harrison Ford impression.
I don't want to. The reality is, I've never been sitting around with friends saying, man, I really would love a Han Solo movie. Nobody has ever said that. And this is what they delivered. And my problem with this is they're going to over-explain everything once again.
Yeah.
How he meets Chewie, how he meets Lando, how he gets the Falcon. Everything gets so overly explained. I don't need everything explained.
You know what's cynically what they could have done from a business standpoint if they knew that this was coming down the pipeline is to not cast the old actors and to have a new Han Solo in old age makeup or something like that.
Oh, that would have not gone well with anybody.
But that's what they're facing now. Like this guy, if he doesn't do Harrison Ford,
he's not going to do Harrison Ford.
Well, that is Han Solo. We just saw him last year in a new Star Wars movie.
Yes,
so
absolutely.
How can they make a new Han Solo that doesn't sound like Harrison Ford? They can't do it.
I'm so nervous.
Me too.
The very first second we see the trailer, and you know what? I bet the trailer's pretty good, but I don't know. I'm hoping, man.
He has got to do a Harrison Ford impression, and if it's not perfect, we're going to be freaking out.
Yeah, Chewie, yeah. I can't.
All right.
I had my Han Solo really good about 6 months ago. Now, not so much.
Okay, I've got a couple of shots. There's no trailer for Ant-Man and the Wasp.
I applaud your choice. I'm looking forward to this as well.
I really loved Ant-Man, and it took a little while for me to fall in love with it. I like that about some of these movies, that I don't get them right away, or I walk away, because when you're a critic, when you're reviewing these things, it's games too, you have to work hard to formulate your thoughts and your feelings about this stuff, and then you express them, and then you walk away and you still have a curiosity or an interest to kind of delve back in, and then you appreciate more. And what was funny with the first one, I saw it on a plane, and I saw it on a dinky little screen.
Why didn't you review? Why didn't you see it in the theater?
I saw it in the theater, and then I saw it again on the plane.
Oh, okay.
And I was laughing my ass off and just really impressed with the filmmaking and the actors and the storytelling.
Fun.
It was really fun.
What did you give that out of 10?
I think like an 8.
Yeah, I'd actually give that an 8.5.
Yeah.
I must admit, up to that point, I was really burned out on superhero movies. I was not into them. And this movie offered a lot of humor and a lot of heart for the character, and of all characters, Ant-Man. I
Yeah.
liked Ant-Man.
Well,
so
Paul
much.
Rudd
He
is
was great.
so charming, and obviously, Evangeline Lilly used to work with us, so I am so hugely excited for
Did
her.
she used to work with you guys?
She was one of our hardware girls, and
No.
she was she was wonderful, and I was actually auditioning her to be on EP as a correspondent for the show, and she was phenomenal and just a great person, and I'm just psyched to see her move from huge TV shows to Lord of the Rings, and now she's a Marvel superhero. And
Pretty cool.
The Wasp is going to be rad. And there was another movie that I love too, which is kind of a little Easter egg, is Real Steel with Hugh Jackman and Evangeline Lilly with fighting robots.
Oh, I know that movie.
It was a great movie.
That was kind of okay.
Yeah, it was a great movie, and so I'm super psyched to see how this one turns out. Don't know anything about it other than we're going to see Ant-Man and the Wasp together.
Here we go. Here we go into a lot of superhero stuff.
Yeah.
Deadpool 2.
Yeah.
Jeez, look at this. I love the way you just go straight into this guy, because that sums up exactly how I'm feeling about Deadpool 2. I just start laughing. I just start smiling. What a great character. Ryan Reynolds. I'm so happy he's hit this point in his career where he's got some great success.
He's clearly sort of running things now,
Oh, yeah.
like he's got a twisted sense of humor that he's
yeah.
injected into everything that he's done. It's like Deadpool was made for him, and
Yeah.
it's a perfect fit.
Perfect fit.
So, they knocked it out of the park. Even the credit sequence was worth the price of admission for the first Deadpool,
Yeah.
where they were making fun of everybody. I can't wait to see what these guys do. And now we've got Josh Brolin as Cable. Not that we have any trailer footage or anything like that to show, but
This is good enough.
he's funny as hell, and they had cool action and interesting connections to X-Men and stuff. So yeah, this should be great.
They'll luck out of the park. I'm excited.
Yeah. I think our big dog is. We have another superhero one.
Of course we do.
This one is different though. This is The Incredibles 2, which are you a fan of the animated? You didn't pick any animated stuff.
I'm looking right now. This is fun.
That's Jack Jack.
Yeah, that's Jack Jack. Sure it is. I love Jack Jack. I don't know who Jack Jack is. No, but you know what? I think I saw the first one and I enjoyed it.
Yeah.
But I don't go crazy for these movies, but I appreciate them for younger bringing your family.
You know
to
who
a
goes
movie like
crazy
this.
for these movies for something like this? Because it combined not only superheroes, but it combined a little of the James Bond kind of element too, because there was a spy thing. And the only thing that's a bit weird now is that, of course, Marvel is about to own the Fantastic Four, and because Fox has the movie rights to it. And this is the Fantastic Four.
Well, it's an offshooty version for sure.
But now we're in this kind of weird universe where The Incredibles could mesh, because Big Hero 6 was another Disney movie that was a Marvel thing. So we could have The Incredibles work with Big Hero 6, work with Fantastic. It's
all I can say is that's going to be incredible.
Well, I'm psyched because Brad Bird's back involved, and I love the first movie. Super psyched.
I'm going to take us off the superhero route for a second.
Yeah.
I'm going to take us into the science fiction-y kind of
Yep.
zone here of Battle Angel Alita. Now, I'm a huge not fan of the eyes.
Yeah.
I'm not a fan of the eyes. Go check out the Fox trailer. I got the #1 comment on there. It's got like 1,700 thumbs ups. I'm like, are those anime eyes? I read the original manga. I'm a huge fan. Obviously, James Cameron bought the rights years ago.
Yeah, finally made this thing.
I wish he made it, but then again, it probably turned out like this as well.
Yeah.
And Robert Rodriguez is directing it now, and I saw the trailer, and I must admit, something was very upset inside of me. Those eyes really.
It's very cut.
Is it
video
just me?
game cut sequence.
Is it me? Is it like what is it like? What do you think of the eyes? Is it just me?
I think it's a little too stylized. I
Yeah.
think the idea would be if they cut that in half so that there was a bit of an alien vibe to her.
Yeah,
But it wasn't.
You can get away with that
big.
in Avatar, with the avatars themselves.
Yeah.
See, that character looks great there.
I know, and maybe they have to explain it with the way that they tell the story, but it definitely looks odd. But I like
They got
everybody
him
that's
right,
involved.
100%. He's perfect.
Yeah, and he's an incredible actor.
Yes.
Mahershala Ali, is that how you say it? I can't. I don't know how to say his name.
But
He's great.
I love the manga. The story is brilliant. Why didn't they just keep the actresses normal eyes? It would have been perfect. It would have
I
been.
wonder how the actress feels about having her
I
eyes.
know. We're going to remove replace your eyes
And
with digital eyes.
That whole sequence right there looks very video gamey, man.
Oh, that's the problem with it too.
Yeah.
I would like a little bit more of a real worldly kind of feel to it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still, it should be fun, and there should be big explosions and cool effects.
As long as it doesn't turn out, I know a lot of people like Ghost in the Shell, the live action movie. I was not a huge fan of it.
Yeah.
I just hope it doesn't turn into another Ghost in the Shell live action. For me personally,
it kind of looks like it will.
Yeah, it does.
Now,
yeah.
I think the movie that is going to take all the marbles this year is Marvel's Avengers: Infinity War. Now, this movie, maybe not the coolest trailer. There's some good bits in this thing.
It's an okay trailer.
I like this Spider-Man, like the hair is going up and then he's looking out the window and
Hey everyone.
Yeah, the fusion of all these actors is pretty amazing as well. But I think that the Russo brothers did a phenomenal job with Captain America: Civil War, and they had to introduce, I don't know, there's 50 different characters in that movie, and they did a damn good job with that. They have a tremendous responsibility and opportunity here to do all of this.
To combine all of the heroes into one,
and the Guardians of the Galaxy.
We were just getting to that, yeah. When I saw the Guardians of the Galaxy, I was like, yes.
Yeah.
Because I really love Guardians of the Galaxy. And combined with all of this, that universe with this is perfect.
It's something to see. I mean, I think
it's going to be unreal.
I think it's got 100 million views on YouTube right now. Like I think it broke all kinds of records for how many people, how many views it got in 24 hours, and it just continues to steamroll.
Is it like the highest?
I think it is
trailer of all time or something.
I think it is, and by all rights, it should be. This is.
This is the combination of how many years of Marvel?
Like 12 or 13 years.
Yeah, this has been leading to like something like this, which is great.
And so I think that there is an excitement, a palpable one and a reasonable one, but I also believe that there's just this, how the hell are they going to pull this off, curiosity around all of this as well. And maybe they won't, like maybe
I'll tell you how they'll do it.
Yeah.
They'll show all the heroes, introduce them all, then they bring in the bad guy with all of his minions, and then there'll be a big war, and they'll be, look, like it's all happening there, and they'll be fighting all the minions. Look at this. I'm predicting the movie. I was even looking, and we just have a big battle sequence, and there'll be a couple of shocks, a couple of people might die, and then they'll call it a day. And, that's it. 10 out of 10, everybody.
Did I just witness the way that you would pitch how to make a movie in Hollywood?
Well, I'm sure that's how it's going to go. That's how all Marvel movies going to go, which is fun.
And then we got Thor meeting the Guardians at the end there.
Which is great.
Now there's a couple of, I'm not going to roll these trailers. Actually, let's stay on the Avengers stuff here. That's a pretty cool shot right there. Keep that on the TV. There's a bunch of other movies that I think we should just briefly touch on. Some are in a what the hell are they thinking category, and some are kind of runners up here. One thing I want to talk about is what the heck happens with X-Men now that we know that the Marvel Universe is kind of going to consume it.
Well, it still hasn't been done yet.
It hasn't been done.
The deal hasn't gone through.
It's going to take a year. But it's hard to kind of have that same level of investment with characters that may be thrown away is what I'm kind of feeling. Like there's the Dark Phoenix X-Men movie that's coming out this year, and also New Mutants. And so like if Marvel is going to start making X-Men movies in a totally different tangent, how can we really care about these new the Fox era of these X movies?
When I grew up, we had Batman 1989, we had the original Superman 1, 2, and 3, and 4, we won't count that. And now look at things.
We have that every month. I feel like
it's just like that story. Once upon a time, there were 3 bears. Now there's thousands of them.
Now there are thousands of bears. Yes, the bears have copulated.
There's so much superhero stuff, and I like superheroes. I do, but my God, I want more Valerians and stuff like that.
You psyched about Aquaman?
No.
Okay. What about Bumblebee, a standalone Transformer?
Do you know, to be absolutely honest, if they did that one well, that could be better than, get rid of all the clutter of all the other movies, make a very nice, simple story about Bumblebee.
The clang and the clutter.
Transformers
Are you
movies.
excited about a Scarface remake?
I didn't even know that was happening.
That's so crazy.
You can't remake.
I know.
The
Are you
classic?
excited about a Rampage movie based on the video game? with The Rock.
Hey, how many times have we sitting around going, man, would it be awesome if they made a Rampage movie with The Rock? That's something we would always love to see. Nobody's ever said that.
Never said that. Wreck-It Ralph 2 I am excited about. He's going to break the internet. You excited about a Predator remake?
No, absolutely not. I mean, it's just one of those ones. It's such a childhood classic movie. I mean, such a wonderful movie. The Schwarzenegger.
They should just re-release that into theaters.
Yeah,
bring it back.
Bring it
for
back.
a new generation.
Make it in 3D. I don't give a crap what you do.
I know.
Give it the James Cameron restoration model that he used on Terminator 2, even though it's not done by the same guy. But just do that kind of a restoration on it. That's fine. But no, who is good? I remember there was rumors years ago that John Cena was going to star in that movie.
Insane.
Ugh.
It's so crazy.
No.
So if you have to pick one, and I think we'll close off this segment here because we could keep talking about this forever. What's your one movie that you're most excited about?
Ready Player One.
Okay, I'm going to pick Avengers Infinity War. That's an easy choice for me. Right now, we're going to take a trip back in time for our buried treasure. I've got a great buried treasure for you today, and I was really inspired by the fact that I played a new game in this series. It's River City Ransom for the NES. It's not a game that's included on the NES Classic Edition, unfortunately. It's actually my favorite of the classic NES games. It's the one that I was really blown away by. It's a beat-em-up, and we had lots of scrolling beat-em-ups back in the NES and Super Nintendo or Genesis days, where you would just sort of cruise around Double Dragon style or Final Fight style, and you beat up all kinds of characters. But what blew my mind back then, and still does today, is the fact that this kind of etches into RPG territory, where you can outfit your character with new costumes and new abilities, and you can level up a little bit. Even though this used the NES gamepad, where you only had 2 buttons, you had to press them both to jump, the combat was actually kind of satisfying, and there were all these other little details going into the shops and talking with people that made it much more, alive for me. Even though they're blocky, chunky, squared little characters, and it's so crazy, diehard, old school, it was really mind-blowingly robust back then, and I still am charmed to play it now. I recently played River City Rival Showdown for the 3DS. I also played the Tokyo Rumble River City game. They're all cool, and they've stuck with this retro style, but if you want to go back to the roots and be impressed and pick up a game that maybe you've never even heard of before, and recognize that, even in the late 80s, even before 16-bit games, there was just so much clever development. This is one of those titles. River City Ransom is an outstanding buried treasure. Go hunt it down. I'm going to have a review of the latest River City Ransom. It's called Rival Showdown very soon on EP, so stay tuned for that. But right now, I've got a different review on the run of something that I don't do that often, but this really moved me to do this. I'm talking about Old Man Logan. After Hugh Jackman's incredible Logan last year, I was hungry for more, so I loaded up the Marvel Comics Unlimited app on my iPad, and I started reading the Jeff Lemire Old Man Logan series. And it kicks off, they start him fresh from #1, obviously with a nice tip of the hat to all the work that Mark Millar and Steve McNiven did when they sort of introduced the idea of Old Man Logan back in the day. This one is kind of lifting from there, and there's been a lot of stuff that's happened, and frankly, I haven't read all of that stuff, so I don't really know all of the things that the issue starts sort of referencing and pointing towards. But basically, we pick up an Old Man Logan is a shattered husk of what he once was. He lives in a place called the Wastelands, and he's dealing with the death of some loved ones who have fallen along with a lot of other people that he cares about in this sort of great supervillain uprising. And the idea of the Hulk having family members that carry on his lineage that become just evil incarnate, and they use their power and destroy all kinds of innocent people, including Logan's beloved family, and it just rips Logan's soul to shreds. And so we pick up with Logan dealing with all of the trauma of all this death around him, trying to kind of lick his wounds, and he's a really tough character to kill, as we all know, because of his self-healing abilities. I just was really struck by the maturity and the humanity in Lemire's writing. This is something that this guy has been able to do in all kinds of comics, including Animal Man for DC, and his Essex County series is absolutely incredible as well. And it's just amazing that he can transpose that level of craftsmanship and skill in being able to humanize these extraordinary characters and make us feel for them like we do. And Old Man Logan is such a tragic character. We start off and we're in the wastelands, and as the show progresses, I call it a show because it's so cinematic, but as the series progresses, Logan tries to escape the wastelands and he returns to his beloved Canada, and Lemire is Canadian, so I think there's lots of great subtle homages to, Canadian places, but also Canadian characters. The Alpha Flight makes a reappearance in Old Man Logan's tale in Lemire's arc. And so he goes to Canada, and he gets discovered by some familiar foes, and then he gets ripped to shreds, and he goes on the hunt for those characters, which leads him to Japan, and there's this whole sort of connection to a lot of the Japanese roots that Wolverine has had. He meets some incredible characters there, and then there's a time travel element that we also get introduced into this series, and it takes Logan out of this sort of living hell that he's in, and it places him in something that's a little bit more familiar for casual Wolverine fans or casual Marvel Comics fans. And I have to admit, I'm still, even this many years later, still sort of navigating through all of these incredible stories, and that's why this Marvel Comics Unlimited app and the account that you have, it's basically pay like $100 and it's all you can eat from the issues that they have available, and there's tons of great comics in there. But Old Man Logan by Jeff Lemire and company, it starts with Andrea Sorrentino, who kicks off with some wonderful art. Then we move on to a couple of other different artists. I think the Sorrentino pages look the best and look the coolest and are in great sort of alignment with the tragic storytelling that Lemire sort of delivers for us. I just love this fantastic arc that we get to go on, and I was riveted, and I was tearing up, and Lemire has since left the book, but I believe it's still continuing on with other writers and artists, and they're sort of picking up the baton from where Lemire left it. But I was just blown away. I couldn't stop reading. I devoured them over the holiday break. If you don't have the Marvel Comics Unlimited app, I would highly recommend getting that, because you're going to be able to dive into all of these great Marvel comics. And if you do get it, regardless, find this series. I know they've been collected in trade paperbacks by now, because these started to come out in 2016, and Lemire left it towards the end of 2017. But his work on Old Man Logan is superb. What an unbelievable story he crafted for us, and especially if you're a big fan of what Hugh Jackman and company did with Logan last year. Incredible stuff. Old Man Logan gets a 9 out of 10 from me. Yeah, do yourselves a favor and pick up Old Man Logan. Jeff Lemire is one of my favorite writers out there. Incredible stuff. We have heard the news of Nintendo Labo. I think that's the way that they call it.
Yeah, like Blake is just telling us about this, and it sounds very, very unusual. I was like, Nintendo Libido? What is that? what are you talking about?
I think that's a different game.
Yes, exactly.
Yeah,
altogether.
This one's for kids. I'm psyched to go and watch the Nintendo Direct and find out all about that. We have got a new segment to wrap up EP Live. When we do it, and it's called Let's Play and Chat. Of course, everybody knows what a Let's Play is. Everybody knows what a chat is. The difference here is we are going to do 15 minutes to kind of roll out to the end of the show. I have gone over. We'll figure out how to get us tighter to 60 minutes, but we talked about every damn thing that's cool in 2018, so you got to cut us some slack. We love that you're all here. It's incredible, and we recognize that we need to work the chat in throughout the entirety of the show, but it's kind of tricky when you're balancing everything.
It's hard to talk and see the chat and all that. I'm not even concentrating. I can't even do that.
And operate the video and all the other bits of material. But we'll get better at this, guys. It's only the second time we're doing this. So the deal is we're talking for 15 minutes. We're streaming for 15 minutes. Go ahead and ask us anything. Blake is also watching along on the chat. Do us a favor, though. Write, comment, or question in all caps so we can see that.
all caps.
Well,
it's so funny.
These things fly by, and it's hard to kind of keep track of everybody.
And
trust me, we're really grateful that they do. The other way, and I'll just slyly mention this too, that we will notice you if you super chat in there. We're going to notice the super chat thing. That's totally up to you. It's your discretion. But we are going to start the 15 minutes of streaming. Take us in, Johnny. Johnny's had time to actually check this out already.
I have only played probably about 10 minutes of it last night, but this is the new Street Fighter V Arcade Edition.
Yeah, just came out.
Yes, which is unbelievable.
Today, yeah.
It came out, I think, a day or so ago.
Oh, yesterday. Yeah.
So-
I don't even know what day it is.
I just finally did all my controls, how I play this at home. I'm really out of practice, but
Yep.
I thought we'd just have a look at arcade mode here.
Let's check it out.
You are not logged into the server. If you continue without logging in, go figure. Okay, we're in.
Okay.
We're in. So here's what's interesting about this.
Please get my ranking way up there. If you
Oh,
can.
you're in 0, man.
Yeah.
What has been going on with you here? This is
I've
ridiculous.
not been playing a lot.
Okay, so what's interesting is in the arcade mode, which it took them 2 years to finally do an arcade mode.
Yeah.
You can play Street Fighter 1, Street Fighter 2, Street Fighter Alpha, Street Fighter 3, 4, and 5. So if I play in Street Fighter 1, it incorporates characters from Street Fighter 1.
Oh, that's cool.
And what's also interesting is it incorporates music from Street Fighter 1.
Oh, that's very cool.
It's really
Yeah.
pretty awesome.
Hold on, I've got a question here. You keep going, jump
Yeah,
us in.
sure.
The Hypocrite Heretic says, should I wait for a Switch 2? I don't think so. I think the Switch has proven itself. It had a phenomenal first year, and there are already like a giant pile of great games that you can play on that thing. We just took it on our trip to New Orleans, and I was playing it a lot. I love it.
Yes.
Timberwolf, are you kidding? Thank you so much. That's amazing.
Oh, wow.
You rock, my friend. Thank you. Gran Turismo Sport Review, James Varner. It is definitely something I'm going to do, James. It's in my pile. It took us a little bit of work to kind of get prepped and sort of get the routine of EP Live. So we are, still finessing and finding this, but I'm going to get to Gran Turismo as soon as I can. And I definitely want to check out the VR as well. I played it a little bit, but I need to spend some real time on that. Great question. Let's see here. I am still cleaning up some of the 2017 titles that I received towards the end of the year when we got the Game Avalanche. So there are still going to be some reviews of 2017 stuff for sure. Are you on Twitch right now? We are not on Twitch right now. We are planning to potentially stream to both YouTube and Twitch. And I don't know, maybe some other things as well. But we're trying to do a lot of things, so we're taking things one kind of step at a time right now. We got a new sponsor at Spidey82. That's amazing. Spidey82, please tell me the secret behind your gamer tag. Was that something? Is it you were born in '82, or was the issues from Spider-Man comics in '82? Your true love or something. Like, tell me why Spidey82. Vic Rules 666. Does Chun-Li still have those big hips in this?
Yes, she does. My wife was commenting about those last night.
Well, everybody kind of does. Look, everybody's
gotten really beefy and
Yeah.
they're bulky.
except for old guy Scarf McDoodle in the back.
Scarf McDougal.
Scarf McDougal and the punk rockers on the left. This looks great.
Yeah, it looks good. This is obviously the British stage. So you have all the 1980s punks going on there, the 1970s, 80s punks.
Oh, you are still repping the Ken. You
know
always
what?
are Ken.
And I was disappointed when I picked Ken that you don't have his old outfit unlocked.
Okay.
I was very, very disappointed about that, by the way.
Blade Blur is asking for reviews on the Run Season 1 to be added. So are we. We want to get there, and I haven't really talked to Blake about this or to Johnny, but we are kind of amending the whole decision to, at least for the near future, to wait until we get to 40,000 subscribers before Season 4. What we're going to do is every Saturday, we're going to release another old episode of our archive. So episode 7 from Season 3 is coming out this Saturday. 8 from Season 3 will be next Saturday, and so on. And we're going to roll right into Season 4, and then we're going to roll right into Season 5. I just heard that one of our old beta decks got repaired, Blake. I just got the message, so we can go pick that up, and we can start to archive a lot, or digitize some of the other old beta SP episodes.
I got a question.
Keep going with that.
I got a question for you.
Yeah.
I hear there's a legendary episode with you and Tommy
Yeah.
sitting in a boat, and you were arguing about Mario Sunshine. Was it Mario Sunshine? I saw
Oh,
somebody.
yes, yes.
I want to see that
Yes.
episode so badly.
Yeah, there's some incredible stuff. The episode 7, which airs on Saturday, I interviewed Miyamoto, and he's like asked. I couldn't believe what I was hearing out of my own lips back then. I was like, "How old are you? And do you have kids?" And he was like really straight up and honest with me. I asked him if his kids play video games.
Oh, wow.
And he said they think they're just okay, and they just beat Zelda. And it's like, holy crap! But you know, I had access, and we got some good material, and. There's lots of nice little gems in there, but I know the episode that you're talking about.
You guys you're arguing in a boat and you can't get out of the boat? I thought it was awesome as that.
We reviewed all over the damn place.
Fun.
Question from Samium111. What did they tell you when you got kicked out of the Half-Life 2 screening in favor of Robin Williams? Oh, man. Did that happen? That probably happened, and I can't even remember that. I would have been okay with that. I met Robin Williams in a different, on a different opportunity, and he was wonderful. And I have always loved that guy. So Spidey 82, for everybody wondering, was born in 82, and he's a huge Spider-Man fan, as we are all. And boy, have you got a great year ahead of you as a Spider-Man fan. So I don't remember what they told me about Robin Williams getting in to take a look at Half-Life 2. This sounds like somebody that I've known for a long time. Can you tell me what your real name is, Sam I Am 111? But I'll tell you this: Robin Williams is amazing, and there's an interview, a quick one, where I did on the floor of E3, and he was so nice and pleasant.
What year was that? Do you remember?
It was like 2000, 2001 or something like that. And
cool.
he was friends with Bing Gordon, who I became friends with, who was one of the first employees of EA, and the super connected people. And of course, he lived in San Francisco, and they were always hanging out. But he loved video games. God rest in peace. He was wonderful, and he just blew my mind at
so nice.
What a funny, cool
Talents,
guy.
yeah.
Yeah, and I had an interview with him, and it was just me, and like I asked Robin, can I talk to you for a quick sec? We'll get you on the camera. He said, sure. And instantly, we had a huge audience. There were so many people around us. It was like this, like a Roman or a Greek theater. You know, everybody was around us in a circle, and I was like, "Holy crap! I've never had this happen before."
And you were still pretty new to doing all that stuff. Right? You were like still talented at it, but still, it's still like a bit intimidating, and exciting, right?
And you know, like we were airing in the States then, and. And so we had a little bit of momentum and notoriety with what we were building, but I was able to meet a lot of really famous, hardworking people back in the day, and he was definitely a highlight. Wonderful dude. I can't remember getting kicked out for Half-Life 2, but that sounds like an amazing story. I'm sure it happened. Am I watching, this is also from the Hypocrite Heretic, am I watching Black Panther? If so, opening night like me. I am going to be traveling when Black Panther comes out, so Johnny and I are not going to be able to review that film together.
I'm going to review on my own.
So, yeah, just like you did with Spider-Man and Blade Runner last year. And I'm so fired up for Black Panther. I am going to see it where I am. Which might be New York City, and that'll be pretty cool.
Oh, you're going to the Toy Fair,
and
right?
I will also be going to Toy Fair. So,
and you're doing lots of interviews for that too.
Yeah,
right?
I'll get some really cool content. I'm psyched. I can't wait. We got That Guy Is Massive from Vic Rules 666, and I think he's talking about my guns.
Oh yeah, these guns are legendary
I think
right
he's
here.
talking about. Me?
Every time I come over here, he's lifting weights on the ceiling here and stuff.
The Rock and I share the same fitness regimen.
He's doing upside down push-ups. It's incredible.
He might have been talking about the game. And I've got a question from Kyle Chenard, who is a recent sponsor of EPN and a supporter with the best questions and a wonderful dude. Thank you so much, Kyle. Asking, are you guys watching all the MCU movies once a week until Infinity War? You want to do that?
No. Vic can do it. Vic is much more of a superhero movie fanatic than I am.
I want to do that, but if I do that, I don't know if EP Live happens. And
I know,
you know
right?
what I'm saying? Like those hours I need to kind of relegate
and think
to
about how many
new
hours
stuff.
that is. Think about how many superhero movies there are now.
Well, I'll tell you a sad tale right now, my friend. Mm-hmm. I got my 4K Blade Runner Blu-ray yesterday.
Oh, yes.
I want to watch that so bad.
Oh my god!
But that's like 6 hours. So are you guys okay with me watching Blade Runner 4K and reviewing the 4K Blu-ray of Blade Runner? Because I I'm doing that because I want to watch it. But here's what I'm gonna kind of promise to myself and to you guys is that I will do my best. Like you just saw with Old Man Logan, if I spend the time to consume it, I will tell you about it. So you know. You guys already know I love Blade Runner, but I'm going to tell you how much I love the Blu-ray version.
It's so wonderful, though. Eh? It's like,
Yeah.
and it's funny. I'm a hardcore Blade Runner fan, and
Yeah.
they knocked it out of the park. I thought it was a really good sign. It's a little slow,
Yeah.
but it's wonderful. It's a good slow burn.
You know what I will do with this show is I will rate the MCU movies. So maybe I will not watch them all in their entirety, but I will skim through to refresh, and then I will do a report on my favorite of the Marvel movies so far before we get.
What is your favorite Marvel movie?
So far?
Yeah.
I would actually, I'd have to kind of think it through a little bit now because they've changed so much, you know? Like,
Yeah.
well, Logan's up there.
I was going to say Logan.
But
I
it's
thought.
not MCU,
Yeah, I
right?
know, that's
So
right.
out of the MCU stuff, I loved Cap 2, and I loved Cap 3 as well. I loved I think it's probably still the first Avengers, where it was like a recognition of. I think it is. I need to kind of see everything again, but just an appreciation for the impossibility that Joss Whedon had just accomplished on screen, like putting all of these pieces together. So cool. Vic Rules 666 talking about Robin Williams. He did name his daughter Zelda,
Yes.
and he named his son Cody, and he asked me about that when we did the interview. And I couldn't put it together because I was just like
Mesmerized.
I was yeah, the whole thing was just too much. Review Blade Runner while watching it. I thought about doing something like my room thing, but I don't.
Do you know what? I would love to see that.
Yeah?
I wonder if you can get away with doing that, though.
I mean, it's basically we'd be camping here. That movie is 3 hours long. The real question.
And Blake would have to edit it together, so he's
yeah.
like, screw that.
The real question is when that new single player Fantasy Star is coming out. Yeah, I think Sega's been a big tease recently.
No, they haven't really been a big tease. They like people were expecting a lot more, and they got this hospital simulation game, and
Yeah.
everybody's upset about it. But we're not going to get a Fantasy Star game on its own. By the way, this is the end of the arcade mode here. Look.
Oh, this is the end of
Yeah,
the
you
arcade
get
mode?
some really
Okay.
awful artwork. I hate to say that.
Timberwolf said, Vic, we want to hear about your porn motion. I don't know what you're saying there. Correction, we want to know about your porn pishon. I think Timberwolf might be drunk. Who is my comments? Oh, who is my? Yep, okay. Great show. Have you been reading any of the new canon Star Wars books? I have loved. You know who I love is Captain Afra or Dr. Afra. Love her. Incredible character. She's in the new Star Wars comics that Marvel's putting out, which are all part of canon now.
And you know what? Yeah, everyone
Yeah.
always does that to me, and
Yeah.
I know they're very hardcore with it,
Yeah.
but I just take in the movies. That's it.
Dude, they feel like movies when you're
Yeah.
watching them. Thank you so much, Fred Wicks. You rock, my friend. That's very, very sweet of you. And I think I definitely will be reviewing some of those Star Wars books because I've dug them. I've got the Han Solo, the collected edition stuff, the Dr. Afra. I even got the Phasma, although I feel terrible about reading Phasma now, knowing what happens to her. It's like, what? Paul Adamson, have you ever considered using a digital mascot on EP? Paul, you know all about that. Paul used to work with us back in the day, and yes, we did used to have. I can tell you all about it. It was a character that we actually. I don't want to. We did think about a digital character. He was a digital mascot, kind of like a crazy, weird,
Like Mr. Shit Pickle and stuff like that from
well,
the
not,
Jam.
he was sort of like a CG digital inversion of what I was, of me, like a.
God.
And he was supposed to be a byte courier, so he was living on the internet and he was delivering information back and forth, and it was pretty trippy, and we tested out a couple things, but it was too much work and too much expense.
I bet, especially back
Yeah.
then. Wow, yeah.
Yeah. Question: thoughts about Batman Ninja anime? Hypocrite Heretic coming up with great questions. I can't freaking wait for that. I started watching, and I'm going to review. I have to watch a little more of it. Is the Batman and Harley Quinn movie, and I've been digging that. But I am so psyched for this Ninja anime. Big year for animation. I think 3 or 4 or 5 of my top 10 movies were animated movies this year. I can't wait, man. Let's see. We got anything else in here? I've got a couple minutes left. Have you read the new Droids comic? The dialogue is all beep, boop, burp. All right, that's not really a question. But
That's awesome, though.
you did do the Pickle Vic. Yeah.
There you go.
All right, there it is.
I got into the alpha a little bit there.
That was cool.
It was a lot of fun.
I actually got to answer some questions in here. We've got one last one from Audrey on Leon. How did your birthday go?
My birthday was really good. Kim took me to a really nice restaurant downtown, and had a couple of drinks, and it was quite nice.
That was like a week and a half ago?
That was on Saturday.
This Saturday.
That was on Saturday.
Happy birthday, buddy.
Thank you so much.
We got you this EP Live show.
This is great. You can leave now. I'll just take over it. This is great. I got my video game. I got my iPad here.
Pretty cozy, and we're among friends as well.
Yes, it's good.
Hey, listen, I know a lot of you are going to watch the archive of this, and thank you so much for doing that. We stream this as often as we can. We can't commit to daily yet, but we've done 2 in a row, so it's almost daily. But 1:30 p.m. PST is the time that we're shooting for. We're going to have awesome guests like Johnny on. We'll have some people Skype in with us. We'll be playing games. We'll be talking about them, and also everything cool. And we are going to return tomorrow with a brand new EP Live for you. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. My guest tomorrow, by the way, is Mark Saltzman, the intrepid tech reporter and tech evangelist that has covered tech forever. You see him on movie screens every weekend. He's coming to join us to talk.
That'd be great.
To talk about CES. So please come back for that tomorrow. But thank you all so much for watching. Have yourselves a wonderful evening.